Welcome everybody to Brain Talk Tuesday. This is Danielle Holistic Psych with you, and I am a Doctor of Clinical Psychology student, and I'm an LCSW, meaning I am a licensed clinical social worker. So I'm happy to bring to you some information on Manuka and Litsea essential oils. If you're joining me live and recorded, please say hello and go ahead and tell us where you're joining from. And if you're first time watching my Brain Talk Tuesdays, please comment and let me know it's your first time joining. Love to connect with new people. So every week I do Brain Talk Tuesdays on different subjects. I have a holistic approach when I look at psychology of how we can influence the brain, how we can help the brain with memory. It doesn't matter what it is, memory, aging, focus, attention. I look at it all. Right now my doctorate course is in trauma. So I'm excited to bring that information to you coming very soon as well. And last month it was on, my doctorate course was on addiction. So I always blog about these things and bring you my studies from my doctorate here on the Brain Talk Tuesday. So hello everybody, I see you joining and saying hi, great to be connected. So I'm going to dive right into our topic today, which is on Manuka and Litsea essential oil. The reason why we're putting these together is because, you know, if you're ordering essential oils from doTERRA, this month they're offering Manuka and Litsea essential oil free. You cannot get these oils elsewhere. I mean, not in the US anyway. If you're in Australia, I know you can purchase it. But here in the US, we're not able to. They don't have a big enough supply to keep it on demand like that. And they want to be really respectful of the trees and where it comes from to not deplete those sources. So we now have the opportunity to get it for free this month. You can't even buy it. And so I want to talk to you a little bit why you want to order this month with doTERRA and get these oils for free. It's worth it in so many ways, and it's not just for the two oils. There's so many essential oils that can benefit your wellness goals. And that's why with these being free, it's a great month to take advantage of that. So as I'm talking, if someone could be my commenter, my scribe, and just kind of comment the tidbits, the tips that I give you, those little nuggets that will help us know how to use these essential oils, that will be great. And for any of you who have been using Manuka and Litsea, here's my Litsea essential oil and Manuka. If you've been using them and have noticed some changes, please share what you're using them for, how you're using them, and what you're noticing, because they are new oils for us here in the North, or North America, I should say. All right, well, let's get started. So the first oil I'm going to talk about is Manuka. If you have ordered it, it comes in this fancy schmancy little box, which I really like. And it's a roll-on, so meaning I really like the roll-ons because they are diluted so that you can just roll it right on your skin. And so Manuka, it says on it, comes from New Zealand, has kind of a funky smell, but I really like it. And I've been putting it on pulse points on my neck and on my wrist that actually has been having some discomfort for it. Have a tendon that's really given me some trouble. And I've noticed since doing it on my tendon, it has calmed down. It's amazing. So this has been going on for months. So this isn't just some new little tendon thing. It's a month, about 3 months, 4 months now. And so it's actually getting better with this Manuka. So I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, so let's go into what Manuka essential oil is. Those of you who've probably heard of Manuka honey, which is from where the honeybees pollinate the Manuka, the flowers on the Manuka plant. And then that healing energy gets into the honey that they create in their beehive, right? And so then we can get the benefits from eating Manuka honey in another way. Now, Manuka honey, if you notice, is really expensive. It's like it comes from New Zealand, and it's about $75 a bottle. So have some nice honey, right? But Manuka has some great properties. It's basically a really intense, like, tea tree oil. In fact, it comes from the same family as the tea tree, which is Melaleuca, and eucalyptus. So some of the studies that I found showed that it interacts very positively to, how do I want to say this? To diffuse the effects of fungus in the body and bacteria in the body. So it really just helps to keep those things at bay in the body and really balance a healthy response when your body gets bombarded with bacteria and fungus. I thought that was really cool. There was also a research study that showed that it improved the air quality. So I know this one's in in a roller, so you wouldn't be able to put it in diffuser, but as you put it on you, it does evaporate into the air, so that's really good. Thank you for sharing, Karen. She says that it's been helping with you emotionally. It's very calming when you're feeling maybe that's anxiousness. I can't see because it cut it off, but thanks for sharing that, Karen. I would love to hear how you guys are using it. So the main component, or there's actually several, but one of the main components is alpha-pinene, which is a chemical compound that's also found high in frankincense. But alpha-pinene type chemistry is very restoring, is what we call it, to the body. So if you think of like frankincense, how it restores, like if you put it on, maybe if your joints are bothering you, it helps restore. Manuka also has those restoring properties. So that's the physical. The emotional, it has a lot as well. So let me go into those. Let me talk a little bit more what I skipped here. So it's from New Zealand, and it comes from the myrtle family of plants, which is the same family as the tea tree and eucalyptus, like I said. And every part of the Manuka plant actually has been used by the Maori in traditional health practices for years. I think that's pretty cool. And let's see, it's really good. Here's some of the emotional. It's good for meditation or like yoga to help ground you. So remember, it's restoring. So when I think of restoring, I like to understand the brain chemistry. So what in the brain would be happening that would cause you to need a restoring factor coming on? So stress is one of them, right? When we have stress, it starts to kind of damage some of those neural communication pathways. So it's very restoring to go to keep those damages at bay, as well as like antioxidants and things like that. So it's really good at keeping like brain fog, so helping you think clearly and helping you feel grounded. So if you feel like your mind's all over the place, it's a good one to roll on to pulse points on the front of the neck or the occipital point on the back, the soft spot, and just to help your brain just go, okay, now I can focus and get clear. So thank you, Claudia, for typing that in. Appreciate that. Okay, so let me see the other part of these notes here I took just to help us put this together as we're getting these new oils. It says it promotes inner strength, so it promotes you to be able to feel positive and courageous is what it says. Helps your skin be clean and clear and reduce the appearances of blemishes. I always like that. The last thing I really like on Manuka here is that I love the blends you can do it with. You can blend it by layering them with peppermint and bergamot. So Manuka, peppermint, and bergamot. So what you would do is you could first put the Manuka on, right? And then put your peppermint. So you're going to layer. So I have a peppermint, what do you call this, touch oil. So I put it there and I can put it here. Okay, and then bergamot. And then do a drop of bergamot in your hand. It smells really good together. I actually did this a minute ago, so I'm doing it twice. Because I love these to smell together. So then just rub it on. And so then I just kind of rub it all around my neck. The only thing you want to be careful of is if you put bergamot on and then you go out lay out in the sun, it's going to attract the sun to your skin, and you don't want to do that. It'll actually be damaging to your skin. So I'm not going to be outdoors, so I'm okay to put it on right now. I'll be outdoors later on tonight, but that's not a big deal. So then you can inhale them together, and it's a really good one. So this will be good to use, like Claudia is saying right there, like for grounding, focus, clarity, inner strength. So that's if, maybe you're feeling low and maybe you're feeling low about yourself. Again, this helps to restore. It's all about chemical pathways in the brain that's causing us to feel vulnerable to negative emotions. We still choose to grab onto those negative emotions and feed those neural pathways. But what I have found, and the best way I can describe it is, when you're tired and you just feel like you're tired and you're more susceptible to like negative thinking and just like, it's going to be, and you start to be more susceptible to just icky thoughts. And so when you get rest, like sometimes I take a power nap, or I'll go to bed for the night and I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm great. I feel great about this. It's going to work out, So that's what oils do. It's almost like giving your brain that reboot that it needs, like sleep does, in order to think and have a stronger, like courage is like what it's talking about, but it's talking about the ability to think positively, because it strengthens that restoring that restfulness in your brain that you need to go, no, I'm not going to attach to that negative thought. I know this is going to work out. I'm doing great, I'm doing enough, whatever those like kind of negative things start to come on. That's how the oils help emotionally. So hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so let's go on to Litsea essential oil. Okay, and I always like to break down the chemistry. I'm not really, like when someone says, oh, this boosts your self-esteem, I'm like, cool, but how? Like, I want to understand how. And so that's why I like to break down like why in the brain, right? When we have susceptibilities, we're vulnerable to all of the negative thought and energies out there, right? Every time we have a thought, it actually creates a chemical energy, and you can feel it around the room. It does travel. So that's why if you've ever walked into a room, you have no idea what's going on, and you're like, oh, I can feel something is not right here. Like, what's going on between you two, And so that negative thought patterns and energy is true. I remember, I'm going on a tangent, but I was 19, and I didn't know at the time, but I walked in on two of my family members that I didn't know what was going on, and I could feel it, and I was like, what is going on? They're like, nothing, everything's fine. And I knew it wasn't, but it was between two adults, a married couple that was talking in my family. And so I just left, but I still remember to this day walking in, the feeling I felt in there, and I knew something wasn't right. Well, later on, they ended up, that I found out later that was the moment that they were talking about getting divorced because, someone was doing something outside of marriage that wasn't okay. And it was just like this, that was the moment that I walked in on, that everything like had came to a head. And of course they told me nothing, it was all fine. I didn't hear any conversation, but I felt it. So back to my conversation about energy, right? When we have a thought, it creates a chemical energy. This is measurable, okay? Measurable with scientific equipment. And that chemical energy does spread. So when you're feeling tired or when you're feeling vulnerable, those energies, you're not blocking, you're not being on guard to block them off. Because when you're on guard, you're like, if that energy comes at you, you don't even pay attention to it. You're like, I'm doing enough, I'm fine. But when you're not, it starts to come in and spiral. So that's how the oils can help restore those positive pathways. That courage, that self-esteem and that clarity of thought is because it helps with the chemical pathways in the brain to be strengthened so that you're not susceptible to those negative. Okay, so Litsea. So that's going to help you understand a little bit better when we talk about the emotions. Litsea essential oil. How many of you guys love the smell of this? I actually really like it. So let's go into the benefits. Litsea. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's a plant native to East India, and it was used by the indigenous people of Taiwan in traditional health practices for years. It's also known, I thought this was cute, as mountain pepper. And the reason why is because the source of it's a plant, it is a tree, but it's got it has pale lemon scented flowers on it, and then small little fruits that look like little peppers. Isn't that cool? So it's like citrusy and peppery. I really like it. It does have a hint of spice to it. So it's kind of like a spicy citrus. And if you know anything about spices and citruses, what do they do for the brain? Well, first of all, the main component in here is limonene, and that is uplifting. So that means it helps to energize neurochemical activity, okay? So to uplift your mood. But it also spices. What do spices do in the brain? They're fiery, right? They're fiery when you eat them. So they're fiery. They help you have that determination, motivation. Just they kind of give you a kickstart, because that's what they do in your mouth too. It's really interesting. So this has been shown so if you can take this actually internally in capsules or in your water, and it has antioxidant support for your cells to help them maintain the health that they need. Also promotes health of the cardiovascular system. There's some good studies on Litsea. It helps with the immune and the nervous and the respiratory systems as well. So it doesn't get much better. It's like all your major systems. One of the research studies that I shared before was that they tested it against tumor-specific cells, and it showed that it enhanced these cells' ability to improve the immune system of that cell when it was exposed to Litsea. Well, actually, it was exposed to an entire blend, and that blend is in here. So Litsea is inside DDR prime, and that blend was shown to help the immune system when exposed, when there was tumorous cells exposed. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also helps with wound healing and inflammatory response. So that's this blend that has Litsea in it does that. DDR prime. Okay, it's also used as for helping your skin be clean and clear. It's good for a spot treatment to reduce the appearance of blemishes. And then it blends with lavender, sandalwood, frankincense, or cedarwood to get balance. So what's interesting is that, you know, tree oils are very grounding and rooting. And this also, it comes from a tree, but it also has uplifting properties. So how cool is that? So I think this would be a really good one for somebody who maybe has mood ups and downs quite frequently, to really balance your mood. So what I've been doing with it is blending it with sandalwood. Sandalwood's my favorite wood oil. And I'm just doing a drop of each on my wrist, okay? And rubbing my wrist together. And then you can inhale it all day long. Oh, it smells so good together. Of course, I love sandalwood with anything. And I love citruses. So those are actually my two favorite oils, is citruses and sandalwood anyway. So that's my little favorite blend. You could do this in the diffuser. Oops, I put the wrong lid on. You can do it in the diffuser as well. You can put it on pulse points on the neck. But I would highly recommend using these two together if you want to ground and balance a mood down. Thank you, Claudia, for typing that in. Okay, so a few other things about Litsea. I thought this was interesting. Actually, a lot of the studies I saw was a huge bug repellent. It was studied against termites and also, I mean, termites here in Southern California are a massive issue. So that one I really noted. But mosquitoes as well, lots of different bugs. So another good way you can use Litsea is in the TerraShield blend. It's already in it. You don't have to add it. So this is a great one that you can just use. There's also the spray, which I don't know where I put my spray, but there's a spray one and then this. So when I'm out hiking or fishing, I do TerraShield. I do a drop in my hand and rub it like in any area is exposed. And that's it. Or I do the spray and then rub it around too. So that's another good way to use Litsea. Another way is through their facial system called HD Clear. Now this has Litsea in it. So what I do is after I wash my face, and then I'll put my night cream or something like that on, which is the hydrating cream by doTERRA. I'll just put little spots. I'll just kind of go, okay, here I've got some redness or I've got some blemishes, and I'll just use this as a spot treatment. One story is my Pilates teacher, she's super rad. She's a total 80s lady. I love it. And she's got these kids, both of them are teenagers in high school. And especially the boy, he's really, you know, as teenagers do hormonally, he's really broken out. He's a total cute kid too. And he's just like really embarrassed, you know, as all of us, you know, and teenagers were when we had breakouts. But he's just having these breakouts. So I actually said, why don't we try the HD Clear? So they tried it, and I just saw her last week, and I said, how's it going with that HD Clear? And he's doing, there's a soap, there's a face wash, a lotion, and the oil. And so they have like different essential oil blends, and he's been using it. And she says his entire face is cleared up except for just a little bit around his beard because of the hairs growing in that are irritating the skin. She goes, but even though he'll put those on and it clears them up, but the rest of his face is cleared up. Really cool. So that's how powerful like Litsea, but this HD Clear blend is that already has it in it. So like I said, this month when you can order 200 PV and you can even put on your loyalty rewards or some of these oils to get them in your system and get them in your body, like DDR Prime is a cellular blend that shows that it improves immune or cellular function through antioxidant activity and through immune system function activity and inflammation response activity. So that's why this blend right here, that's capsules I take 2 a day, Love these. I don't go without taking these because of the response that they help on the cells. And then you can just order for the summer and camping, obviously, and then HD Clear for your skin. So there's lots of good things. And then sandalwood that you can place on that order, including the Lifelong Vitality Pack to equal 200, and then get these oils for free. So let me just talk lastly about Litsea. You can also use it as a surface cleaner. So main chemical components are geraniol, nerol, and limonene. So let's talk about what those do for the brain and for the body, obviously. But it's energizing, okay? So these Litsea has been found to be very stimulating and energizing. So again, just if you're feeling down or low mood, you can use the Litsea with sandalwood, and that'll just uplift plus ground your mood. Helps with clarity, brain fog. So geraniol, which is one of the main components, is clarifying. So if you think, when we say clarifying, what does that mean in the body? If things, especially even in the brain, just mucky and confusing, maybe not firing correctly because your brain's not connecting to the right spots in your body, maybe it just needs to clarify, like your liver, and just kind of cleansing, right? So Litsea is very clarifying. Nerol, which is another chemical constituent inside of Litsea, it's very restoring. So again, nerol, if you think of nerol, it is restoring, which means what? Like I said, with alpha-pinene, which is frankincense, it helps with, I was trying to find nerol real quick, restoring things in the body and in the skin, in the what do you call it, joints, ligaments, all that stuff. So other essential oils that have geraniol and nerol are melissa and lemongrass. So those two are really good for, we know for joints. I've had some nerve discomfort, and I've used lemongrass on that. So, and it's taken it away. Really cool. So just trying to give you some ideas of how these help. And then we know limonene, which is the last one, and there's uplifting. So I'm excited for you guys to get started with these. If you haven't already, please comment what you're using and how you're using these and what you're noticing. I'm loving them, and you can share this in your groups. And for those of you who are new and maybe haven't gotten started, haven't done your 200 PV order, please talk to the person who got you started, or if that was me, please reach out to me and we will help you get this order so you can get these free oils this month. They're only available till the 30th. I was trying to think how many days there are. Till the 30th of August. All right, everybody, it was so great to be connected with you. I will see you next week for our Brain Talk Tuesday, and I'm excited for you to get these oils and just share how you're learning and what you're using them for. All right, have a good rest of your day. Good to see you. Bye-bye.